So welcome to Griffin Publication. Today we are here on this very beautiful day. We will be celebrating love with reference to Arunimaa Sinha's amazing book. Would Arunimaa Sinha love to announce the title of her book, her, sir?
Yes, thank you so much. An embarrassing love story.
So heartiest congratulations. We will be releasing this book very soon. But today we are celebrating Valentine's Day with love, with reference to book, An Embarrassing Love Story. And today we would be discussing on, or rather we'll be talking on, it is an informal talk on love, a spiritual connection. Does age matter when you are in love? I would love to begin today. I do not know why I'm remembering Robert Burns, although it's a month of Feb. June, the red thing is coming. Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. So today we all would be celebrating love, and we would be discussing more on love and the spiritual connection, the bonding we create, or maybe it's gifted. It's a heavenly. Arunimaa Sinha would be she would be the better person to discuss. And there is no language bar. You all can discuss in any language you wish to. So we would begin, with Arunimaa. So when we talk about love, as you have portrayed in your book, An Embarrassing Love Story, when we read the theme of the book, although I will not discuss the plot of the book today, so we find that we have spiritual connections. You speak about spiritual connections in the book. You speak about twin flames in the book. And there is one very important factor which we need to know, or we all are confused, or we do not know actually, but as love flows, it flows. Does age actually matter when we speak about love or when we fall in love? Arunimaa, we'll keep it short. We'll come back to you. We'll let all the other guests to speak. They can recite poetry related to your book, your love, romance, everything. So Arunimaa, what's your view? Why embarrassing love story? And what is the spiritual connection?
Yeah, I'll not take a long time. Actually, I put the name as embarrassing because I think whenever we think of love, we can talk about number of things in society. We can talk about careers, we can talk about growth, success, all kinds of emotions. But when we talk about romance, when we talk about a romantic love, that becomes quite embarrassing. Also, the plot, as you've already discussed, does age matter? So because there's a huge age gap, that the story actually, and it's a real story actually, one of my spiritual sisters' story. So embarrassing because of that, the kind of embarrassment a woman is made to face if she treads, or if spiritually she is made to tread on that path. That's one thing. And so twin flame is one of the spiritual connections. Unlike, around the Valentines with the red color fluttering everywhere, and, the next person, generally, especially in the young age, we tend to think that, if this person is good to me, this must be my twin flame, quote unquote. But, this entire idea of twin flames goes big time, because you've told me not to, elaborate a lot. So I'm just keeping it. It's a spiritual connection of the same soul split into two bodies. Yeah. Unlike, as it sounds like very filmy, but it needs a spiritual awakening. So I'd end it there. I'll come back to it when you ask me to.
Jyoti ma'am is there. She is a beautiful poet. Actually, she writes Hindi poetry. उन्होंने पहले ही कहा था कि खूबसूरत पंक्तियों से शुरू करते हैं ये आज का जो शो है. ज्योति मैम, अगर आप हो तो आपकी चार पंक्तियां जो है आप सुना दीजिए, so that we can flow with the discussion and we can, invite all the guests to speak. We have Shweta ma'am here. We have Dr. Jyoti Dole here with us. We have Sujata. We have wonderful people. We have Durvesh Yadav here, Partha Prawal, the journalist, is here. So we have Dr. Parvesh Sharayar here, and so many people would be joining. So Jyoti ma'am, I request you to begin with your beautiful poetry, so that we get the vibes, Valentine vibes.
Oh my God, I'm totally unprepared.
No,
But
Jyoti,
then,
ma'am, okay. Yeah, Jyoti, ma'am, there are two
oh,
Jyoti actually.
sorry,
एक
sorry,
Hindi
sorry,
poet hai.
sorry,
No, if
sorry.
you have, I would love to. I
No,
would
no, no.
love to.
That way, then it saves me a lot from this a little bit of embarrassment because I'm not at all prepared. I have not brought any of my poetry books, but then
Right.
I would rather like to have the other Jyoti ma'am here to read her poetry.
I
I'd really
I do
love to
not know
listen
if
to her.
she lost her connection. So, ज्योति मैम अगर आप मुझे सुन पा रही हैं आप प्लीज ज्वाइन लाइक सुन पा रही है तो आप सुना सकती हैं नाउ वी मूव अहेड यू कैन द डिस्कशन इज ओपन नाउ श्वेता महेंद्र मैम इज हियर हमने काफी कल ही बात किया है प्यार लव एंड ऑल and there is no foundation, there is no boundary, and is there some limit, and what is the spiritual connection? What do you have to say today, when we are celebrating love today? What is the spiritual connection, and do we really consider age when we fall in love?
Yeah, so I will speak in mix and whatever is comfortable. So for me, the love has no boundaries. It is not about age. It is not about anything. It is a feeling, and that feeling can come at any age. You can't feel love till the age of 50. See, marrying is not love. That you are married, you are loving that person. That is just arrangement. Actually, this is not love. So you can fall in love at any age. There is nothing like that and nothing wrong in it. And we fall in love. We meet so many people and we fall in love. It doesn't mean that we make the relation and all, but love is something different. I tell you, I would have fallen in love with 5-10 people. It doesn't mean that I have connected with them, but I love them. I love to be with them. But it doesn't mean that, we should not give any name to that love. You can fall in love multiple times. And when you are saying there is a soul connection and all, yes, there is. I think I would have fallen in love around 5-6 times with 5-6 people, and I still in touch because I tell them I like you, and I'm very blunt and all. I'm not like traditional woman, and but I say, but you are not that soul connection of mine. I never felt it ever. Like she is saying now, that split body. I never felt it ever with anyone. Falling in love like that is okay. Okay, I like the company. I like talking to the people. And then I say, okay, yeah, then there is no boundary. I can discuss anything. But yeah, that soul connection, I think it is rare to find. And I don't know. I never found it.
Okay, we wish you find, like, we all find our soul. It's very difficult when we speak about soul connections, right? So we have Dr. Parvez sir here. Sir, if you can hear me, Dr. Parvez. See, when we connect from different locations, different countries, sometimes technically, we face technical glitch. So Sujata is also here. The discussion is open now. You can all unmute yourself and you can, share your views. Arunimaa, I have one more question. Like, whenever you speak about twin flames, the audience today would also want to know, what do we actually mean by twin flames? Jyoti ma'am, have you joined? क्या आप ज्वाइन कर पा रहे हैं?
आ रही है मैम आवाज मेरी?
आवाज आ रही है आपकी, आवाज आ रही है, बस आप दिख नहीं रहे हो।
मैं कोशिश करती हूँ दिख भी जाऊं। एक सेकेंड।
हाँ जी। So तब तक हम अरुणिमा जी से बात करते हैं। अरुणिमा, when you speak about twin flames in your book, what do you mean by twin flames? Because one of our guests, she said, I never found this twin flames, but even if I have to search for that twin flame, I should know what actually is this twin flame, within quotes.
Right. So actually, most of us land into a karmic connection. Now, this will go into spirituality and not at all sound like Valentine's Day, I'm sure. So there are three main connections we make over our lifetimes. One is the karmic connection, like ma'am was talking about, Shweta ma'am was talking about, the marriage that is done as an arrangement. If you look at it, it's a deal, right? I need a tall, convent educated girl, all those things. She must cook and the guy should be earning this much. So it's like a deal, right? So those are called karmic connections because that depends on your karma, the unresolved issues, okay? And it does not take you towards growth, okay? It does not give you that joy, what we call in Hindi, anand, okay? It does not give you those things. Spiritually, you're not elevating. Then the next level connection is called soulmate. Soulmates are those people with whom you feel you've met them previously. Because over lifetimes, you meet them in different connections. Like they may be your father in the previous connection, or maybe your husband or your best friend, or, you know, one of your siblings. And further still, when you have, ascended or awakened that much, there comes a lifetime. Like everyone has a twin flame. But then there comes a lifetime in which you are supposed to be reuniting with your twin flame, so-called. So twin flames are two parts of the energy, like masculine and feminine, which can be best understood in the Indian scenario as Shiv and Shakti. Okay, so the masculine counterpart and the feminine counterpart. That's like the final stage of the spiritual elevation. So once you can reunite with the other half, then you are finally, moving up forward to like this is what is, and people have actually undergone experiences, and they do say like this is a belief. Of course, no one has come back from God to tell us, but I'm quite into spirituality, and I have a number of twin flame friends. So they've had such kind of experiences. One major way of finding out your twin flames is like, actually there's a book by Jeff and Shalea which talks about this, that you consciously sit down into meditation. First of all, getting your twin flame into life involves you to be ascended. Like you cannot just be running after in a rat race, or just belonging to the normal world and you find your twin flame. You have to believe in love. And when I say love, I distinguish it from affection. Affection, as Bhagavad Gita says, more. Okay, till the time you feel that weakness, that I cannot live without that person, and I'll involve all my ego and all my power to get that person, that is affection. When you live for the happiness of the other without compromising your self-respect and self-love, that is called love. According to me, that is what I have learned.
Wonderful. So we have Melissa Begley, ma'am, from the USA here. Welcome, Melissa Begley. Your red cap denotes Valentine's special today. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
I just woke up, so good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning from India. So happy to see you here. So it's wonderful people joining and celebrating love today. And we are still waiting for Jyoti ma'am. If she's here, she would start with her poetry. But
I'm here, Mosmi ma'am.
आप हैं यहाँ पे?
जी जी.
तो ज्योति मैम आपने कहा था एक 4 पंक्तियां सुनाना चाहती है. Melissa Begley ma'am, just try to understand Hindi. There is a wonderful Hindi poet. She wants to she said that 4 पंक्तियों से शुरू करेंगे, and that's a beautiful way to begin a beautiful day. Yes.
Okay. Hello everyone. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, ma'am. Same to you.
मेरी जो 4 पंक्तियां हैं उनसे शुरू करते हैं कि फरवरी है तो लाल रंग की बहार है. फरवरी है तो लाल रंग की बहार है, किसी से क्यों तुम्हें गुलाब का इंतजार है. कि फरवरी है तो लाल रंग की बहार है, किसी से क्यों तुम्हें गुलाब का इंतजार है. देखो एक बार को खुद से मोहब्बत करके, सवारो खुद को कुछ गुलाब तोहफे में देके. कि सवारो खुद को कुछ गुलाब तोहफे में देके.
Wow, beautiful, ma'am. It's just as if you have related to my the poem which I just recited, Robert Burns, My Love is Like a Red, Red Rose. So it's so relatable. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, when we talk about, again, we are coming back to the topic because we are referring to Arunimaa Sinha's book, An Embarrassing Love Story. Melissa Begley, ma'am, you are here today, a very experienced writer, a poet, and you have written so many love poems I have read. So what do you think when we speak about love and spiritual connection? And do you think love really, when you fall in love, is there the factor is called age factor? So do we really consider age when we fall in love?
I really do not think that age is relevant. And I know I'm a widow. I lost my husband, a couple Decembers ago. and he was older than I was. And I do believe that we were soulmates because we were so connected so well. And we were the type of individuals that wanted to pursue the happiness for the other individual. So it was not selfish, and it was a very passionate relationship. And he was older than I was. And I do believe that there are karmic connections, and I do believe that he was my twin flame. And I do believe there is so many books and written, like by Brian Weiss, who is a hypnotherapist that has written that he has done past life regressions on individuals and that have died and gone beyond and have come back and told stories, and that they have been bonded with certain people through every life. It's just like one soul and multiple vessels, and that but sometimes they talk about individuals that you're bonded with on earth that you don't bond with in the next lifetime. And then there's individuals that you will bond with every life that you encounter. But no, I think age is irrelevant. My husband was very passionate, very energetic, very highly intelligent. And yes, I still get depressed, unfortunately, because I think that when you are married to your soulmate, it is part of who you are. And when they pass on, it's just like you have lost part of who you are individually. And so you have to gain that in other areas, because you don't have that, physical, mental, and spiritual connection. And I know people would never believe a lot of things, but I've had a lot of dreams where my husband has spiritually presented himself in those dreams. So I guess everybody's shaking their head so they understand that as well. So,
Wonderful.
I
Yes,
just,
there
So,
is
but I,
that connection. Yes, ma'am.
but I do think love is a blessing, and I do believe that it happens. And I don't think people should be forced in a relationship, but that happens.
Right, ma'am. Would love to read. Would love to listen to your poetry on love too very soon. But now we'll come back to you, Melissa, ma'am.
Okay.
We have Amrita, we have Jyoti Dole. Dr. Jyoti Dole is here if she is listening to me. Dr. Jyoti, you have been, in connection with so many students. You are a professor, you are teaching, you are writing, you are a wonderful writer. Have you ever found such connections, or do you believe in such twin flame connections, or how do you define love as a spiritual connection, or do we consider really age to be a factor when we fall in love? Yes, Jyoti ma'am.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Of course, I'm in my college right now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, today itself I had a very interesting conversation with my students, and we had this Viva session, and I just asked them. I mean, many of the students were there. I said, "How do you feel about love? I mean, is Valentine's Day valid to realize love?" To that, many of the students. I mean, I was really what would I say? I was really moved by their answers, and they said one very important thing, that ma'am, every day is a Valentine's Day if you really are in love with someone. So that was a very remarkable kind of an answer from my students, and I really felt that yeah, this new generation they seem to have got the pulse when it comes to love. Anyway, coming to love, if you ever ask me about my take on love, I think love is hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So what I feel is that love is love. I mean, love can happen anytime, and perhaps at this stage, when I'm in my middle age, I feel that love can be anywhere, right from buying medicines for your loved one, for your beloved, and medicines for your beloved, or paying the bills, right? So that what I feel actually love is all about. It's in the most ordinary of things in which you can actually sense love, and especially for people of our age, I feel love to be found in this kind of things, like ordering medicines, or reminding someone to take the medicines, reminding someone to pay the bills. I mean, these are the small things, where love exists. So that is my take on love. And of course, it's a very beautiful experience. It is important. Otherwise, life will be simply just barren. And anyone can fall in love anytime, anywhere, with anybody. And it's so unpredictable. It's so, in fact, it is quite unfathomable how people fall in love, but it just happens. So that's the beauty of it. Thank you so much, Moshe, for
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Julie. Yes, it's unpredictable. So
it's
nicely,
unpredictable, yes.
yeah, so nicely explained and put forth. So again, we have we have Amrita ji here, we have Dr. Parvez here, and we have Sneha Shailendra here. Anybody who would like to give their views on today's issue? It is not an issue, it's a beautiful topic, love, a spiritual connection. Again, referring to Arunimaa Sinha's book, An Embarrassing Love Story. We will come back to the title also. Why? She has already explained, an embarrassing love story. So why embarrassing? So if somebody is if there is an age gap, and we really hesitate to talk about love, we hesitate to put forth our love, express our love. There's so many things to it. And then the situation comes embarrassing. Why embarrassing love story? So yes, Amrita, you are here. What are your views?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, every beautiful soul. I feel so we are here because we all are going through a beautiful journey called love, right? And thank you, Arunimaa ji, Moushami ji, for inviting me into this spectacular stage. And first of all, a lot of congratulations to Arunimaa for her wonderful book. What I mean to say is, I just came into this twin flame journey just a year ago. I just came to know that we are actually souls. Everyone is on a soul journey connected to God. And when I was going through this journey, God gave me this opportunity to connect with Arunimaa. There I got connected to her. And while I was going through this twin flame journey, I got the thing. I was into a travel and tourism management where I met my twin flame. But this journey has proven me, and I have transformed my career into the service of others now. So I feel so this is such a beautiful journey which transforms life. Earlier I was living for myself. Now this twin flame journey and this love have transformed me to living for people, for animals. That what is our sole purpose on earth? It is not actually to live for just for ourselves. I want to convey this message while I was going through the spiritual ascension, that we as souls, it's also a duty to get harmony with the nature, plant more trees, look after the animals, look after the lower poverty line people. I feel so my love have taught me this. So I feel so now I'm a better person. So I would also request you to practice all these three things, and make our earth a better place to live. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amrita. And it's wonderful when we speak about love, when we speak about spiritual connections, we bring in nature, we bring in love toward animals, nature. Right. Yes. Love, like when we find our soulmates, yes, we definitely transform ourselves. Again, coming back to this, Jyoti ji, aap hai kya?
यस मैम, मैं यही हूँ.
मैं आपसे एक बात पूछा, आप तो बहुत पोएट्री लिखते हैं, बहुत यंग लोगों से भी मिलते हैं, आप स्टेज शोज भी करने लगे हैं, तो आपको क्या लगता है, आपने यंग जनरेशन को भी देखा है, आपने काफी जनरेशन को देखा है, आपको क्या लगता है ये जो अभी अरुणिमा जी ने कहा है, उनके बुक में बहुत ये बात रेफर है, आप पढ़ेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा, मैं लिंक शेयर करूंगी बुक की, लेकिन आप बताइए, जैसे कि हम एज लाते हैं, व्हेन वी सी द यंगर जनरेशन फॉलिंग इन लव, स्पीकिंग अबाउट लव, it's not generation, we all as human falling
We
in
all
love.
actually
We all.
human है, हम लोग इंसान हैं, और प्यार की ना सबको जरूरत रहती है. We need love all the time. कभी हमें पेरेंट्स के तौर पे मिल जाता है कि हमारे पेरेंट्स हमें प्यार करते हैं, कभी हमारे बच्चे हमें करते हैं, कभी हमारे स्पाउस करते हैं, कभी लवर करते हैं ना. तो प्यार हम में से हर किसी को चाहिए होता है. प्यार की कोई फॉर्म नहीं होती है. जो आज हमने एक बना दिया है ना कि हाँ बस ये बॉयफ्रेंड गर्लफ्रेंड वाला या हस्बैंड वाइफ वाला ही होता है, यही एक प्यार की फॉर्म नहीं होती. जैसे मैंने वो बुक पढ़ी है, अरुणिमा जैसे लिख रहे हैं उसी टाइप से एक बुक है, मेनी लाइफ मेनी मास्टर्स, मस्ट रीड है वो बुक. तो मतलब प्यार में पढ़ना ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है कि प्यार में पढ़ना, प्यार तो हो ही जाता है. इंसान है हम लोग, बेसिक नेचर है हमारा कि जो हमारी हेल्प करता है ना हम उसको लाइक करने लग जाते हैं, हम उसको पसंद करने लग जाते हैं, बस इतना सही है. उसको हम प्यार का स्वरूप दे देते हैं या कुछ भी कर देते हैं. तो वो सब आपका अपनी मेंटेलिटी पे डिपेंड है. बेसिकली आपकी मेंटेलिटी पे डिपेंड है. बहुत बच्चे प्यार की तलाश में खत्म कर लेते हैं खुद को. मैं देखा है, मतलब इतने अच्छे इतने प्यारे राइटर्स हैं, बॉयज देखे हैं, गर्ल्स देखे हैं, और दे स्पॉइल देमसेल्व्स कि बस एक ही के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, वो उसको इग्नोर कर रहा है और वो भाग रहे हैं भाग रहे हैं भाग रहे हैं. तो ये थोड़ा सा गलत हो जाता है. इस पीढ़ी को ना थोड़ा, मतलब शायद सबकी, हम लोग इस एज में थे तो हमें भी यही लगता था कि यही प्यार है. वो सर्टेन एज के बाद धीरे धीरे समझ में आने लग जाता है. बुक्स पढ़नी बहुत जरूरी है. स्पेशली आपको जो सामाजिक ताना बाना है वो तो झेलना है ही है, बट आपको किताबें पढ़नी बहुत जरूरी है अवेकनिंग के लिए, अपने अपने दिमाग को खोलने के लिए.
बिल्कुल मैम, सही कहा आपने.
और यहाँ
तो
हम दिल की कम और दिमाग की बात ज्यादा करेंगे.
आज तो दिल की बात ही करेंगे मैम. आज तो वैलेंटाइंस डे, टुडे वी विल
यही से
स्पीक.
चलता है मैम, सब कुछ यही से चलता है. एवरी सिंगल थिंग स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम हेयर ओनली.
बिल्कुल
यहाँ
बिल्कुल.
के आगे
So
कुछ नहीं चलता है.
And
जितना इसको
one,
खोलोगे उतना यहाँ खुलता चला जाएगा.
yeah, one more thing I want to add.
yes,
Actually.
Shweta ji, ji,
Yeah,
ji.
in Egyptian mythology, not mythology actually, in ancient Egyptian, the people used to think that all the memory lies in the heart. So when they mummified, they have preserved the heart. So in the they have preserved everything and they kept the heart back in the body because it goes with you to the your afterlife. So when I was thinking why we say that everything is in the brain, no, why they thought like that it is in the heart. Then I feel that there is some connection in the heart actually. We can't say that everything is the memories in the brain. There is something which we don't know, which scientists even don't know. There is something which is there in the heart. So yesterday I was telling my son, you are right wall of my heart and he's left wall of my heart. So he told, now it is a biological definition of the heart, like on Valentine. As I told you, I love 5-6 people. Those people are those people in my afterlife. I want to be in my life in some form. Somebody can be my son, somebody can be my brother, but I want those people around me in my afterlife. That is my love definition. When you want their company, you feel comfortable. That is love. It doesn't mean it is boyfriend, girlfriend. No. I know so many. Some kid is there, and I have some connections with so many people who are not my relative also. And they respect me so much. If I will say I'm not well, they will come over here, come to my home. So, that love is different. So you can't just see boyfriend and girlfriend is not love. Love is something different.
Yeah, love is something different. Even you can find love in your best friend.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Love you can find, maybe he is
The
your
girl
closest
also,
friend.
there are
Yeah.
girls also who love me. And I send
Right.
she's to girls also. So many girls who, who are close to me. I love them. And I call them, even if I don't have time, I will call them to find out, is everything okay?
This,
We can love
this
our
is
pets
what you
also,
want.
na? Our pets also is our part of life, na? We fall in love with them also.
Right. So again, coming back to the society, again, coming back to Arunimaa Sinha's book, An Embarrassing Love Story. So why, if a woman, yes, Amrita ji.
Yes, actually, you know what, being into this numerology and past life regression, जो अभी जो डिस्कशन चल रहा था कि एक मैम ने बोला हम ब्रेन से ज्यादा सोचते हैं, उन्होंने ब्रायन वेस का बुक भी पढ़ा है, और दूसरी मैम ने बोला है हम हार्ट. तो इसका मैं एक आंसर देना चाहूंगी क्योंकि मैंने इस चीज में बहुत रिसर्च किया. आफ्टर ट्विन फ्लेम, माय ट्विन फ्लेम केम इनटू माय लाइफ, I went through past life regression therapies. तो इसमें मैंने यही देखा, जैसे मैम श्वेता मैम बोल रही थी 5-6 लोग मुझे आफ्टर लाइफ में भी चाहिए, बिल्कुल यही होता है हमारे साथ। श्वेता मैम से मैं बिल्कुल एग्री करती हूँ, क्योंकि क्या होता है हमारे सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में, हम जिन लोगों से बहुत या तो प्यार या तो नफरत करते हैं, वो हमारे तुरंत नेक्स्ट लाइफ में भी आ जाते हैं, और वो रिपीट होते रहते हैं जब तक हम चाहें, और जब तक हमारा उनसे जो हार्ट का जो कनेक्शन है, जो हार्ट का जो लव इज इटर्नल एक्चुअली। ये किसी एक बर्थ में अगर आपको वो इंसान नहीं मिल रहा है, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो आपको कभी नहीं मिलेगा, वो जरूर मिलेगा, क्योंकि जो सच्ची मोहब्बत होती है उसको कोई रोक नहीं सकता। गॉड ऑल्सो सेंड देम। ओके
मैम
Beautifully
वही बात है कि अनकॉन्शियस माइंड,
सबकॉन्शियस माइंड,
सबकॉन्शियस, सॉरी,
हाँ ज्योति।
सबकॉन्शियस माइंड, वही
और
वर्ड।
एक चीज मैंने सोल्स पे इतना रिसर्च कर लिया, आपने जैसे बोले पेट्स, आपको पता है एज सोल फैमिली हमारे पेट्स भी होते हैं, सोल पेट्स।
बिल्कुल।
तो वो भी आपसे इतना लगाव, अगर कोई चाइल्ड है, ये पेट्स हर किसी जन्म में वो भी आएंगे आपके पास, वो भी रिपीट होते हैं। तो
beautifully
कभी
put forth.
हमारा सच्चा प्यार है वो हर जन्म में रहेगा, वो कभी हमसे दूर नहीं जाएंगे। थैंक यू।
So that's the beauty of love. So if you love someone, if you have, saved someone in your heart, they will be there with you forever. They will, live with you even after death. They will live with you. Melissa, ma'am, I really get inspired by your story. Many a times I get inspired by your, life journey and, the poetry you write. So have you ever tried writing poetry? Like your soulmate, you said you are still connected, you are still in love with him. So anything you want to speak, or a verse written by you where you see the connection, or you are celebrating love with your soulmate?
You mean you want me to read a poem about that, or just to discuss that verbally?
You can read a poem also if you have, because poetry is also what, it's a form of conversation. We're expressing our feelings. So somewhere if you have tried writing a verse where you are connecting with your soulmate.
Well, I have a poem. It's a little long, if you don't mind me reading it, but it's
Please.
about how my husband and I met, which was strange because, like I said, there was an age difference, but it was definitely a spiritual connection. And the majority of the poems that I have written that have been published, they come from the dream world. I dream the poems, I wake up, I document it, and then I write the poems when I'm more cognitive. And so that's the majority of the poems I've written have come from the subconscious. So as we were discussing, but the poem is called Passing Fancy. Forbidden passion uncovered in a clandestine relationship, but disclosed as a passing fancy. Relatable experiences and the disguising of a love affair with whimsy, fantasy. Nightfall and twilight developed into a ceaseless delight, but my endless desire to have you forevermore ended the love affair. At the break of dawn on a beautiful summertime day, I chose to end what would never begin our lifelong relationship. Marriage was certainly not your way of thinking. You warned me countless times. After I left, not once did you get in touch with me, but conceivably you did not care. It was feasible I was merely your passing fancy. Autumn arrived, and I received information involving your deceased uncle. I took refuge in knowing the right course of action was to contact you. Was my heart healed enough to hide my emotions after such a devotion to our romantic connection? I gently knocked on your door, and unexpectedly, I was in your embrace. Rapidly, you attempted to ignite my fire, but my spirit disassociated from my body, and soon we were standing apart. Unpredictably, you articulated the words, baby doll, I miss you, will you marry me? Sensationally, a shocking disbelief to many, but the passing fancy developed into a permanent relationship.
Wonderful, ma'am. Arunimaa, ma'am, when I heard this, like when she was reading this poetry, I also got touched. It's really touching, emotional. We all are somewhere emotionally swayed away by Melissa ma'am's poem. Arunimaa ma'am, she has spoken about lifelong relationship and the age gap, where somewhere or the other your book brings in the factor that yes, like, you know, be it a woman or a man, like, you know, let's forget about the gender today, but if someone is elder to or younger to, or there is an age gap, so where is the embarrassment here? Like, won't we term that as love? What is the future of such, you know, relationships? Will the society accept? Melissa ma'am was there. She experienced such a deep, you know, love, and she's still celebrating her love today. So what do you have to say, Arunimaa ma'am?
Well, I can tell you that I don't know about other countries, but in the USA, a lot of times people will discriminate against age differences, and you know, they'll refer to the female as you know, a gold digger, or the man, it's their trophy prize because he has procured a younger female. And I know when we were looking to purchase our first home together, we had difficult time finding a realtor that would actually work with us, because they did not like the fact that there was an age difference. And so, and one time it was funny because we went out to a restaurant and I was younger, and I decided that I wanted to dress a little sexier than I normally do. So we went into this very elegant restaurant, and the owner came up and told us that this type of activity did not occur in their restaurant. So they just assumed that I was my husband's escort, and it was really quite embarrassing. So you do face a lot of discrimination when there's an age difference. But as my poem stated, I mean, we were just destined to be married, and there was no fighting that. There was no fighting the love that we had for each other. And but there is age discrimination.
So yes, Arunimaa ma'am, Melissa ma'am, yes. See, it's somewhere or the other, it exists in the societies. When we speak about age differences, people find it difficult to accept such relationships. So specifically in the common families, you know, you can say, you know, we live apart, like we just want to leave apart that Bollywood, like, you know, that section we are just living apart because we are no one to question them. But you know, when we, you know, when we speak
Yeah.
about us in the society, so what do you have to say? That is the society open to accept such relationships?
I think in the society, like, we are living in boxes on, like, not just age, about anything and everything, you know.
Yes.
And look at the entire idea. Like I was talking about it previously about arranged marriage. You know, some, you know, people are going to arrange it for you. It's an arrangement, and then we expect that there'll be love between the husband and the wife. Okay, so the entire idea, you know, I remember one of the aunts who used to live, like, you know, she was just a neighbor. So we'd ask her that, you know, about her son, that when is he getting married? And in the typical, you know, societal way, she would say, why will he get married? We are going to get him married. You know, we are going to find the girl, and, you know, things like that. There's a lot of control that, you know, we are the ones, and we are going to fix this up. Age definitely has a huge, you know, yeah, like, you know, we have fixed it that the girl should be at least 2 to 3 years younger. Okay, that's more preferable, and things like that. And frankly, if you ask, there is no logicality behind that. Like, if you ask me spiritually, I'm saying that, you know, there is no logicality behind that, because and they find the logic that, you know, people are growing up in the same generation. What logic I find that may sound extreme, it's anti-feministic, I would say, that, you know, so that she's younger, she listens to the husband. I think that is one reason, one big reason why you want the girl to be younger. Okay, there are so many people you talk about. Okay, I'll get into, if you talk about religion, if you talk about Radha Krishna, I think goddess Radha was much older. If you talk about Prophet Muhammad's first wife, he found inspiration in a woman who was 15 years older. If you talk about Mary Magdalene, she was also, I think, 10 to 15 years older. There's so many instances, but in the modern era, we have made rules, like not in the modern era itself, like it has been there for centuries. We have made rules that you have to follow. The rules are made for human beings. Human beings are not made for rules, but it just goes the other way around. So there is embarrassment. People would call, oh, like Priyanka Chopra, talk about her. She's like 11 years older to her husband, and they say she looks like, the mother of the husband. What is the, reason and logic behind that? Why would you say that, what they have between them? What do they feel about each other? You have no idea about it, what they feel about. But you want things to look nice, like they should look like a nice pair and aged properly and coming from the same community background. The same thing goes for LGBT, right? Like, you will decide, the society is going to decide, are you people going to thrive or not? And further still, the story also talks about a Hindu-Muslim background. That's fatal. When you talk about that, honor killings will happen. How dare you? And, both the, religions believe the other one is, the one that, is causing the main problem. This one, my side has been cheated or made to think that way. I don't know why do people think like that, because people don't understand the divinity in love. They don't understand that it cannot fit into a box. It's out of the box. And embarrassment is, till the time you care for others, embarrassment will happen. When you stop caring for others, that is why, again, another thing, David R. Hawkins has written a book on Map of Consciousness, in which he describes the emotion and likewise what the person can achieve. Okay. The lowest emotion is shame. It's at 20 Hz. Okay. And the state is miserable. The highest emotion is enlightenment. The third highest is love. But the society goes the flip side. Okay, if we put shame, औरत शर्म का गहना होता है, we want to put them into the box कि भाई, you be in control. Shame is put on top, this is what we require most. I think that is why embarrassment, till the time you care, embarrassment is what will happen. Yeah.
Shweta ma'am, you are here, like, we had, like, I think so many things you have in you when we talk about friend circle, boys approaching, girls approaching, right? So again,
Still, believe me, yesterday one of my close friend spoke to me yesterday night around 12 o'clock. So he was just on Valentine's Day, and he told that I asked other friends to join, to come to my place and have a party. Then everybody was asking, where call Shweta. So I said, why they are after me? Now I'm 50 and college has gone long back. So he say, you are a crush. Tell them I have become fat, I have become ugly, So then he told, जो क्रश होता है, क्रश मोटा हो पतला हो कुछ फर्क नहीं होता, क्रश ही होता है. So I say it is a law of attraction, and it happens both sides, men also and women also. Women don't express it, men express it. So talking about only one side is tough. Our society is like that. If I say I have 5 affairs, I am a culprit. If a man will say, oh, he dude,
right. So anybody else? We have young people like Durvesh Yadav. He is a young entrepreneur, very successful entrepreneur. He must be seeing so many incidents around him. He himself is too young. So like when he sees people around him, he has his friend circle, he has his business circle. Durvesh, if you can hear me, if you are ready to participate, do you have anything to say about this love? I have just read, you have put forth very beautifully, like, it's magical. It's like it's beyond understandable, actually. Yes.
Yes.
कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे आप? Yes,
Hi
Durvesh.
everyone. अरुणिमा जी के पॉइंट से मैं बहुत हद तक सहमत हूँ. काफी सारी चीजें उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी बताई. अभी आपने एक पॉइंट बोला था कि राधा की एज, लाइक ही वाज एल्डर, शी वाज एल्डर, राइट? मैंने 2 मिनट में अभी गूगल किया एंड शी वाज 5 ईयर एल्डर, आई गेस. वेरी गुड पॉइंट. यस. सो आई वुड से कि देखो, लव, सक्सेस, रिलेशनशिप, इट्स नॉट लॉजिकल, बिकॉज जो चीजें लॉजिक से होती हैं वो चीजें दिल से नहीं होती, राइट? सो इवन इफ आई टॉक अबाउट सक्सेस, हम सक्सेस को जितना कैलकुलेट करते हैं वो सक्सेस उतनी नहीं आती। सक्सेस आती है विदाउट लॉजिक, जब आप चीजें कुछ बिलीव करते हो। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन, तो हम लोग लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन में लिखते हैं दैट आई वांट टू बिकम एन ऑथर, राइट, एंड देयर इज नो लॉजिक। जैसे मैं ऑथर बना 21 की एज में, सो आई रोट दैट आई वांट टू बिकम एन ऑथर एट द एज ऑफ 19, एंड मुझे कुछ नहीं पता था कि ये कैसे बनूंगा, मैं क्या लिखूंगा। सो इट वाज टोटली मैजिकल। तो जहां भी मुझे लगता है सक्सेस या कुछ भी अच्छी चीज होती है ना, वहां लॉजिक नहीं होता, और जहां लॉजिक होता है वहां मैजिक नहीं होता। सो दिस इज माय फॉर्मूला एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई बिलीव। सो अप्रिशिएट योर पॉइंट, एंड जो आपने ट्विन फ्लेम वाला कंसेप्ट बोला, विच इज वेरी गुड, कि कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती है जो देयर इज नो पॉइंट, आप उन्हें कैलकुलेट करोगे ना, तो कैलकुलेट करके कभी आप जस्टिफिकेशन दे ही नहीं पाओगे कुछ ऐसा हुआ। तो ऑल वेल एंड एग्री विद एवरीवन।
Oh,
मैं अभी मैं दौड़ मैं सुन रहा था, बस आई केम, जब आपने अनाउंस किया ना, तो आई एम राइट नाउ, मैं थोड़ा वो हो रहा हूँ।
nicely put forth. See, young minds, they have, it's very good to see such, enlightening thoughts in the minds of
See,
younger generation
I'll
today.
interrupt. If you all know law of attraction and all, ये मेरी बॉटल है। इस बॉटल में आप देखो तो येलो पेपर लगे हुए हैं, एंड आई हैव रिटन दैट आई एम सक्सेसफुल, I am happy, I am earning 20-30 lakh rupees a month. Now if I show this to common man, वो कहेगा क्या बेवकूफी है। But if you follow the science of water manifestation, you will understand that water manifestation works like magic. So there is no logic. अब यहाँ पर मैं logic लगाने बैठूं कि कैसे attract होगा, तो there is no logic, right? But I believe it and I manifested it. So इसीलिए मैं believe करता हूँ कि wherever there is a logic, there is no magic, and wherever there is magic, there is no logic.
Great, 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 wonderful. See, the younger generation, uh, these are the young people who can inspire our generation. Maybe a change we will see, gradually we will try to accept everything and welcome every change, in our society. So whatsoever the connection, the heart connection should be there, of course, that spiritual connection. And जैसे ज्योति मैम अगर आप है, आपको क्या लगता है, in this society अगर आप हो, आपको क्या लगता है ये एज डिफरेंस जो है, यू हैव ग्रोइंग चिल्ड्रन, आप देख रहे हो आसपास कॉलेज के बच्चों से मिलते हो आप, अब कितने यंग पोएट्स को मिलते हो आप, उनकी कविताएं सुनते हो जो पूरा प्यार से भरा हुआ है, और प्यार जैसे आपने अभी बोला है ना, प्यार प्यार एकदम सब प्यार ही प्यार है, बट क्या है एक्चुअली?
एक्चुअली बहुत कुछ डिपेंड करता है आप किस माहौल में पले बड़े हो, आपकी अवेकनिंग कैसी है, आप कितना समझ पाते हो अपने आसपास के चीजों को। हमें अब तक भी समझ में नहीं आया, आई एम गोइंग टू बी 50 नेक्स्ट ईयर, तो अब तक भी बहुत बातें समझ में नहीं आती, और एक 17-18 साल का बच्चा इतने अच्छे से समझ के उसको वर्ड्स में लेके आता है ना, मुंह खोल के हम लोग तो देखते रह जाते हैं, यार इसने लिखा कैसे होगा। तो सब कुछ लोग अच्छे से मैच्योर हो जाते हैं टाइम से ही, पर एक बात तय है कि बिना झटके खाए या बिना प्रॉब्लम्स फेस किए कोई अवेकन नहीं हो पाता है प्रॉपर।
करेक्ट।
वो किसी भी
एक डायलॉग भी है, मैं इसको कहता हूँ कि बादाम खाने से अकल नहीं आती, धक्के खाने से अकल आती है।
जूते खाने से आती है, मैं तो जूते बोलती हूँ।
जूते कह लो आप, धक्के खाने से अकल कह लो। तो मुझे भी लगता है कि जितने भी यंग लोग हैं ना, अगर उन्हें अकल लानी है तो मुझे लगता है धक्के खाओ, अकल आएगी, बादाम खाना बंद करो।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
So hope Melissa ma'am, I hope you have understood. He said that, if we there is no use to I do not think a younger generation requires almonds and nuts to develop brains, but you should get that factor, the struggle. If you face struggle, then you will face success, because you should know to fight your obstacles and struggles.
The value of the things.
You
Well,
will understand.
Well, struggles are karmic lessons, and I think it does take you step by step to enlightenment. And I do believe that water is very important. It's like a conduit to electromagnetic energy, and we're all bonded because that's all we are, really, are energetic beings, because we're souls that live forever and we're just vessels. And I do believe that there is a certain attraction to somebody's energy that automatically, and that it can be like one individual said, it can be a friendship with a female, you know, your girlfriend, or it can be with a male, or it might even be, you know, with a child. There's just a strong bond of souls, and I think it is magical. You know, the young man said magical, and there is no logic to love. There's no logic to relationships. Of course, we love our mom and dads, and there's certain relationships that are gifted to us that are, you know, divine and special. But I think when it comes to a love interest, I just think that that is something that if we just let it flow naturally, and that the love eventually exudes to everybody around the couple. I'm sure you've known couples like that are senior citizens, 80 years of age, and when you're around them, you just feel the love that they have for each other. Now that's magical. And, you know, they say the heart is the first organ that is formed in a body. And also you can be clinically brain dead with no brain waves and your heart is still alive. So there has to be the imprint of memories in your heart that somehow or the other goes into your brain cells. I do not know how it works, but it is magical.
Indeed. So, like again, coming back to Arunimaa Sinha's book, An Embarrassing Love Story. It's a wonderful story. This book will be released very soon. We couldn't launch the book today, but we wanted to have a good discussion on love because today is Valentine's Day, and we wanted to make this day very, very beautiful. And indeed, we did it. And like, you know, before we close the show, anybody else who wants to share their views on the spiritual connection and, you know, the love as spiritual connection and age, does that really matter? And the twin flames, your views.
Yeah, I want to share one of my experience. Like I have visions actually. I get visions. I don't know, irrelevant. But I sleep, I get a vision since 2 minutes. And my visions work actually. Many times. Well, I am alive because of my visions. And many times I feel it that, you know, I will be just running it or walking it at night. Generally, I go at night, 11 o'clock and all, when nobody is there, because I like that, you know, atmosphere. Nobody is speaking, only nature is there. So sometimes I feel, you know, I start crying. I feel some energy is calling me. And I don't know who. So I feel that there is some lack, some missing part of my is there somewhere. So that's why I'm saying there is some love, I don't know where.
Perhaps if you could meditate, ma'am, I'm sorry to interrupt. Like I was just wanting to say that, you know, if you meditate, actually things become very clear. It's like sedimentation, you know, so you can't see through the water. The dust settles down and you'll be better able to connect to the universe, like whichever energy is calling you. Some people see angel numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
Some people see answers through, you know, like songs. You play the song and the answer is there. You were wondering about that question, the answer is there. Sometimes you have people telling you, why don't you do this? And that's actually the solution of your problem. So if you actually meditate, you know, it will settle down for good. I'm like, that's a big positive sign, you know, you are being called for.
I call it as universal patterns. आप कोई भी चीज फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे नंबर रिपीटेटिव होते हैं, या हो सकता है आप कलर बार बार देख रहे हो सकता है आपको एक ही चीज 10% के यू नो वर्ड्स से मिले, रिपीटेटिव टाइम्स मिले. सो आई थिंक दिस इज कॉल्ड यूनिवर्सल पैटर्न दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि एंजल जो है वो सिग्नल क्या देना चाह रहा है.
राइट राइट.
हाँ, छोटी छोटी चीजें हो जाती है. जैसे मैंने एक दिन बुक में पढ़ा कि आपको अगर फेदर मिलता है तो मतलब आपका जो एंजल है इज अराउंड यू. नेक्स्ट आई गॉट फेदर इन माय किचन.
सी
So
that is a universal signal.
It's with me. I kept in kitchen only और वो मेरे पास है. और एक एक्सपीरियंस मैंने लाइफ में किया कि आई लॉस्ट माय सिस्टर इन 2017 और वो मुझसे 12 साल बड़े थे दीदी. और मतलब उन्होंने ना बहुत जोर लगाया कि मैं जितना मेरे में पोटेंशियल है मैं उस हिसाब से मैं करूं. एंड आई वाज लाइक लेजी एस ना, लिटरली मैंने कुछ नहीं करना जिंदगी में, मैंने पड़े रहना है, दैट्स इट. और बहुत सारा बर्डन अपने सिर पे पालना है. लेकिन उनकी डेथ के बाद आई डिड एवरी सिंगल थिंग व्हाट शी वांट्स फ्रॉम मी. तो मैं वो सोचती हूँ कि वो उनकी एनर्जी मेरे साथ है,
राइट,
और वो मुझे बूस्ट कर रही है. और मैंने लिखती थी मैं पहले भी, बट मेरी कभी हिम्मत ही नहीं हुई मैं स्टेज पे जाके परफॉर्म करूं. कॉलेज टाइम में, कॉलेज में आप ये लगाइए कि मैं 92 में मैंने परफॉर्म किया था, उसके बाद आई वेंट ऑन स्टेज इन 2020.
Connection.
यस, ये
this
चीजें तो
connection.
हैं,
So
ये चीजें
that
तो हैं.
means if somebody is like, close to you, all right, if that love, be it, whatever relationship, like, you term it as, but if the connection is there, yes, after that also, that soul is with you.
Yes,
exactly.
I lost my family, my brother, my sister, my father, my mother. I lost all of them. But after her death, I became stronger and stronger and stronger.
Right.
I became me. मतलब जो मैं शादी से पहले थी ना, I became that. Taking decision for myself. My nickname is Rinku. So I felt कि Rinku is back. वो मुझे उनके जाने के बाद फील हुआ है. मैं कभी उस चीज को समझ नहीं पाई. मैं बहुत उलझ गई थी रिश्तों में, ससुराल में, बच्चों में. होता है, आप जब शादी हो जाती है, लव मैरिज है, बट आप बहुत उलझ जाते हो. वो एक 15-20 साल का टाइम ऐसा आता है, और उस बीच में ही आई लॉस्ट माय ब्रदर, माय पेरेंट्स. तो वो बहुत बुरा हाल हुआ था मेरा. और शायद मैंने खुद को भी कर लिया था कि मतलब ऐसे हो गया था कि जैसे अब कुछ बचा नहीं है. बट धीरे 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 बच्चों को लेके मैंने अपने आप को थोड़ा ठीक किया. लेकिन जब वो गए ना, तो होता ना कि आखिरी उम्मीद टूट जाती है आपकी. उसके बाद आप या तो बिल्कुल नीचे जाते हो या आप उठते हो. तो मेरा नीचे जाने का रास्ता ही खत्म हो गया था. उससे नीचे मैं कहीं जा नहीं सकती थी. So I start waking up.
Right, they are connected to you energetically, basically.
Yes, and she gives so much strength to me कि मैं जैसे आज जितनी बात मैं बोल रही हूँ, बिना रोए बोल रही हूँ, मैं बोल नहीं पाती थी.
So it's wonderful. So it's all about connection. Soul connection.
मैं जैसे पेट की बात हो रही थी, तो आई हैड वन डॉग. मैम शायद आप तो मिले भी होंगे स्कूल में, जब इनको लेने आती थी, कई बार आता था वो साथ. तो उस 2017 में ना, वी लॉस्ट हिम ऑल्सो. वो अभी भी मुझे अपने पास फील होता है. जितना दीदी फील होते हैं, उतना ही वो फील होता है मुझे. तो एनर्जीज तो हैं, देखो. और ये सब आपका वही है, यहाँ से है. यहाँ से तो आप सोच लोगे कि वो है नहीं, वो चले गए हैं, मैंने तो उनको जलते देखा है, मैंने तो उनको दबाए हुए देखा है. या दिल तो यही दिमाग कहता है, दिमाग पे आता है कि वो है, कहीं ना कहीं है आपके अराउंड में. जैसे वो फेदर वाली बात हुई, मैंने शायद पहली बार डिस्क्लोज की है. मैंने कभी किसी को बताया भी नहीं कि एक दिन मैं सोच रही हूँ, अगले दिन मुझे वो फेदर मिला. इट्स अ बिग थिंग. इट्स अ बिग थिंग.
So we
भारी
all
हो गया माहौल, हल्का करो.
Somewhere or the other, we all have experiences, soul connections and all. It's wonderful. We have I just saw Sinhaa ma'am, Sneha Shalendra ma'am. If she wants to put forth her views, she's most welcome before we wind up our show. Because yes, most of you must have planned to move out and enjoy it in and out with your loved ones. Or loved ones means I love myself. So I would definitely love to have
it. हम किसी को प्यार नहीं कर सकते. मैं ये चीज बहुत लेट समझ में आई है, but आ गई.
So it's, when we speak about, I just read a beautiful line today written by someone I do not know. It's anonymous. My heart is so full of you, I can hardly call it my own. So when you are in love with someone, it's like, your heart, my heart is so full of you that I can hardly call it my own. That means, again, John Keats said, two souls with but a single thought, two hearts that beat as one. So two hearts beating as one. That's what soul connections are. So again, coming back to Arunimaa Sinha's book, An Embarrassing Love Story, we will release this book very, very soon. The book is already printed. It's on the way. And the day it's, we can hold that, take the fragrance of the book and flip the pages of the book. And we will try to know more about twin flames. We will try to know more about spiritual connection and how, things which you try to avoid can come back to you again and again. If you are somewhere connected, you may try to get, avoid that very particular person or thing or whosoever. But somewhere, if you're connected, it will just, turn around and it will come to you. All right, whether in your dreams or in reality or whatsoever, they will always be with us. Thank you so much, everyone. Heartiest congratulations, Arunimaa ji, for your book, An Embarrassing Love Story. We will release this soon. I would love all the guests present here today. All right, I am formally or informally, they'll say I'm inviting you to grace the launch event. I will soon declare the date once we get the books in our hands. And thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Arunimaa.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
We'll order
Thank you so
book.
much.
Yes, you should order this book. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Partho. You are here, you in the office. I know it's very difficult to, voice from the office. Thank you so much, Amrita ji. Thank you so much, Melissa ma'am, Shweta ma'am, Dr. Parvez, Jyoti ma'am. And Melissa ma'am, hats off to you. It's very early there. I know it's early morning. I shared that she said, I'll try to attend because it's very early and the climate there. Thank you so much for gracing the show. And I would love to see your sparkling smile and poems again in our next book launch. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for today. Happy Valentine's Day. Keep celebrating love
Thank you.
and keep spreading love.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Everyone, and congratulations, Arunimaa, once
Thank you.
again
Thank
to
you.
you. All the best.
Yes.
देखो लोग सभी बाकी सभी लोग एक के साथ वैलेंटाइन डे मना रहे होंगे, हम सब आपस में मना रहे हैं. So it's a good thing.
We also have a spiritual connection.
Yeah, definitely.
So much. We end it here. Goodbye.
Bye.
Love you all.
Bye bye. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.